it belongs or where it is.
It was during the National Dialogue Committee presentation where government officials were expected to lay bare what their ministries are doing to cushion Kenyans against the rising cost of living.
Much to this committee for
The session saw Energy CS Davis Chirchir, his counterpart from Treasury Njuguna Ndung'u, and Housing PS Charles Hinga appear before the Kalonzo Ichung'wah-led committee. The Energy CS, however, dropped a bombshell to the committee after he alluded that more pain could be seen in the near future as the Israel and Hamas war escalates.
If the Hamas-Israeli war continues, in the coming months we are likely to see an accelerated increase in the prices of petroleum products, and that could go as high as $150 per barrel.
The CS defended himself, saying the rise is beyond him, as these are global issues.
It is geopolitics which we are discussing in this room today, to the extent that the pricing of petroleum products has exacerbated the depreciation of the shilling in the last short while by about 25%.
But the CS sentiments, though attributing the same to a Financial Times article, does not paint the real situation on the issue. Chirchir's sentiments could, however, be misleading, owing to the fact that international fuel prices have dropped amid this impacting impact on the war between Israel and Palestine. Murban oil prices declined to $87.24 per barrel in November from $90.23 per barrel in October 26th. Further afield, neighboring countries have lowered their prices following the international drop, but the CS maintained that the depreciation of the Kenyan shilling against the dollar is to blame, as well as inflationary pressures, sentiments echoed by the National Treasury. The government-to-government oil deal the committee noted was meant to lower the cost of fuel, but instead the prices have continued to soar. The government removed subsidies from petroleum products, and also with the finance bill introduction, fuel prices shot up as the government introduced an additional 8% VAT to 16%.
In our view, is really help the country. We need to possibly spend more time to look at the details. As we speak today, we have brought in 42 cargoes through G2G and sitting on some 3.4 billion, which could have exited the economy immediately.
At the same time, Chirchir said a plan to reduce the cost of power by focusing on the current negotiation between power producers that might burden on the consumer lifted is ongoing.
Has been very well heard in the media.
On his part, Housing PS Charles Hinga was forced to defend government deductions under the housing tax that some have been arguing have continued to push the tax burden to Kenyans. Yet what the government needs to do is cut the spending.
Unless you're saying that the housing levy application should go to building classrooms, the reason why we have this housing levy is because there is no fiscal space. There was no other way of funding this agenda. So you needed to come up with a plan to be able to get that capital.
Treasury CS informed the committee that he has since asked the Auditor General to intervene and investigate the salary budget irregularities that could amount to corruption, as alluded by Controller of Budgets Margaret Nyankango last week.
If an issue like this is brought to me, I take it to the Auditor General. I want to get the true results. What we have given you is our true numbers. So what we are going to do now is that, because I've already pushed this to the AG, as to the Auditor General, I want to wait for that, because essentially you cannot make a statement unless you have also provided the facts.
The committee will next meet on Thursday as it wraps the deliberations on cost of living. Martin Opio, K24 TV, Nairobi.